Hey guys, this is Billy Davidson with Davidson Pressure Washing Painting right here in Hammond, Louisiana. Thanks for joining us in this video. In this video today, we're going to show you how we clean some fog lines on a roadway, a couple challenges that we ran into doing this project. We had a lot of fun doing it, but there was some challenges. Also wanted to mention, if you're looking for some pressure washing training or either some parking lot striping training, go to BillyDavidsonVIP.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Dan. Mr. Dan is one of our newest team members at Davidson Pressure Washing Painting. He is a phenomenal guy. We look forward to working with him for years to come. So guys, give a shout out to Mr. Dan in the comments below. Welcome him aboard, and I think y'all going to really like him. He's going to be doing some stuff on our channel as well in the very near future. So basically what you're looking at right here, we're doing something called a ride-on. And we've used this technique in very large parking lots and on roadways as well. And we use this technique when we need to prepare a long section of painted lines, whether it's in a parking lot, curbing, or like right here on a roadway. And this does save a ton of time. So basically, we have our work trailer, we have the water tote filled with water. And in this situation, water was about a half a mile away. So we did a large section of this fog line, cleaning it up. Then we'd have to stop and then go refill and then come back. So that was a bit challenging for us to do, but we had to do it just because there was no water sources out there on the middle of the roadway. Also, safety was a concern. We had an escort following behind us. They did not want us to film them for obvious reasons, just because of the location we were working in. So safety was a main concern. We had cones out, high visibility clothing, four-way flashers on. In addition to that, we decided to do this in the middle of the night, and it was a very specific time window when we could do it. We sort of kind of scouted out the area prior to doing this job. We knew which time of the day was best, which time of the night was best for the least amount of traffic, and everything worked out great. Matter of fact, the entire time we was out there washing the roadway, only one vehicle passed by. So that was really a good thing for us, because other times of the day, this roadway is just extremely busy. So doing that extra homework on the front end really paid off for us doing the job late at night. So we have done this many times in years past, so we have a lot of experience doing it. And we know exactly how much pressure it takes to prepare this line, to clean it up. And you don't want to over pressurize it. So we've elected to use a J-rod right here. We have it on a tight fan setting. Now the equipment I'm running, I'm using about a 14 gallon per minute machine, 3,500 PSI. I did dial back that PSI, but I did want that flow. So we get in a lot of flow to move away any contaminants off of this fog line, just to get it cleaned up and prepared. So oftentimes you need the proper equipment to do this. You would struggle to do this if you only had like a 4 gallon per minute machine and it did not run off of a water tank. So I don't think there would be any way you could really make it happen and being feasible. I have seen people rent these type of trailers. If you don't have this type of equipment and a job comes across and you need to get it done, you can rent some of these trailers with the water tanks on them. But again, the biggest challenge on one of these projects is doing it at a very specific time so you can minimize any risk to your crew and minimize any work stoppage. Sometimes you have a delay in work if there's an enormous amount of traffic out there. So doing that homework on the front end really pays off, scouting out the area. And oftentimes we'll go out in the daytime, take video footage of our work area. It goes to each guy that's going to be on the site that night, a bunch of pictures, and oftentimes I'll even have them out there in the daytime as we scout it out, just so they'll get familiar with the work zone that we'll be working in, especially with it being at night and sometimes in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's best just to go take a look at it in the daytime, and that does cost money for us. It does take a lot of our time to go scout out these locations. But all of that is built into the price. And guys, I can't stress enough how much parking lot striping pays. Oftentimes it pays 10 times as much as power washing. And look, I'll be the first one to say I love power washing, but sometimes I go out and do parking lot striping in an afternoon, and one afternoon make more money than I've made all week power washing. So Parking lot striping is a really high paying industry, and you can kind of tell in your area if there's not too many stripers around. Just ride around and look at some of these shopping malls in your area, different locations, stores and stuff like that. And if you're seeing a bunch of faded lines and faded ADA markings, that probably means there's no one in your area doing it, or either very few people qualified to do it with the proper equipment and the proper training. So I always tell guys, keep your eyes open and be looking for some of these new industries to break into, because it can really build a lot of wealth. Another technique we used on cleaning this roadway is starting from the point that was the furthest distance from our water source and then working our way back towards where we were having to go to refill the tank. And again, like it was a half a mile away. So we started at the furthest point, started working our way back, and that kind of shortened some of the trips going back and forth down this long roadway and kind of optimized our time out there. Also, I want to give kudos to Apex. Apex was a very steady hand at the wheels. It required him to drive as straight as an arrow and keep a very steady speed throughout the work night, which just allowed us to be able to work in a more efficient way. Now, they did have a couple curves in the road and a couple potholes. We knew about that beforehand. So we, like I said, when we scouted out the area, we knew about a couple hazards out there. So Apex was informed about that. He had that marked on his GPS to be looking out for it. And yeah, so I got to give out kudos to him. He kept it nice and straight, which made our job a lot easier. So guys, don't forget to stay to the end. I got another little clip I'm going to throw here in at the end of the video to kind of show you what we were doing, where we were staging to get our water tanks filled. So everything went pretty well with this job. Like I said, it had a couple challenges to it. It paid us a lot of money. I can't quite disclose the exact amount of money, but it was many thousands of dollars. So hope you understand that. And we're looking forward to doing a lot more roadways. We're looking into getting some more contracts for these. It's a lengthy process to get some of these contracts, but it's so worth it at the end of the day to be able to go do some of this work and bring in that extra revenue. Right here, you're seeing us finishing up with doing the segmented line. That is the spaced out yellow line in the middle of the roadway. We call that the segmented line. Basically the same technique, we just rode along. Apex had to kind of drive it straight as an arrow to line Chris up with the pressure wash wand, and went down the middle of the roadway to just finish things up, and everything worked out perfect. So guys, if you ever come across any of these jobs where they need the roadway cleaned up, sometimes we do this at railroad crossings as well, sometimes intersections. You kind of see about what you're up against. And remember, safety always first. Having the right equipment, the training, the knowledge to go in and do it, and knowing exactly what the price is imperative. You can make a lot of money doing it. And it's a different little type of industry to get into than just power washing houses or parking lots or something. But this is definitely something that there's a big need for, and not too many people doing it. That and the parking line striping. So guys, anyway, go check out BillyDavidsonVIP.com if you're looking for some very specific training that you're probably not going to find anywhere else. Also, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to give Big Dan a shout out in the comment box below. Welcome him aboard. And stay tuned to the end of the video. Got another little clip I'm going to throw in. Again, I'm Billy Davidson here with Davidson Pressure Washer Painting. I hope to see you in the next video. Just want to kind of show you what we up to. We got my rig here, which has got two 14 gallon per minute machine on it. They rated at 12, but they put out a little bit more. Two of those. We got Apex's rig down there. We are far from a water source, so we tanking in our water. That's our water level in this tank. Our water is right here. So that's a 330 gallon tank. It's actually bowed out because I was feeding it from two separate lines. This line and another pigtail on the other side, and I had a cap on it, and I was feeding it from two different sources with that cap on it, and I had little vents drilled into it previously, and I thought it would have vented out, but it actually slowed the tank up and bent the metal and everything out. So I got to get a new tank whenever I get a day off, but that's probably never going to happen. Anyway, guys, y'all please like, subscribe, and comment below. Don't forget to go check out our training page, BillyDavidsonVIP.com, if you're interested in having a very successful pressure washing business. We've got some stuff on there that will really help you a lot. Also, our parking lot striping course is on there as well. BillyDavidsonVIP.com, and we'll see you in the next video.